I'm Caleb Olson. I am from the Salt Lake City, Utah area, and I did the GPT100 mile.
And tell us about your thoughts on the race. Like, are you happy about it? Are you not happy? And a little bit about your experience. To sum it up.
I'm definitely happy with my race. I think my goal coming out here was to try something hard, try something through the night that was longer than anything I'd done before. And GPT100 definitely delivered on that. That was by far the longest I've gone in any race that I've done. I think it was like almost 7 hours longer than my previous longest race. So yeah, a lot of new experiences, a lot of learning. The funny thing is, like, the course is so hard and the terrain is so tough that you actually have to move pretty slow. So it almost in some ways felt like a different kind of pain than some of the other races I've done, and like less physically challenging because you can't move very fast, and more just like mentally exhausting and hard on the body. But yeah, it's a very different kind of challenge.
And what do you think, like, if you could pick one moment out that was your like most challenging or lowest point, like what would that have been?
Probably just like how slow I was moving on some of the really technical sections, like around Mount William, that whole ridgeline, and then from Jimmy Creek over to Yerram, it was so much more rough trail than I realized, just like traversing in the dark, a lot of loose rock, and some of it would slide whenever I'd step on it. So just trying to navigate and traverse around that in the dark, in the cold, wet, my feet hurt, all of that. I think that was a low point.
And flipping that around, like, what would be a highlight, like one thing that you feel like is going to stay with you when you think of like the positive moment of GPT100?
There was a cool moment when I was like up in the clouds right before it got dark, but after I was through Mount William, where it was just really quiet. There was no one on that section of course, and in the mist you couldn't see very far, but I would like, because I couldn't see very far, things also couldn't see me until I was right up on them. So the wallabies would just be sitting in the middle of the trail right up until I was there, and I'd kind of surprise them, and then they'd like run alongside the trail with me for a minute. But that was fun to feel like I had a little wallaby pacer with me for sections of that.
That's actually pretty cool.
Wow.
How'd you go with snakes out there?
I saw one snake. George found it. It was in the first 50K when we were running together. And it wasn't like he almost stepped on it, but he also wasn't that far away from stepping on it. Close enough that he kind of like yelled and pointed it out. And then I was fine because he saw it first. But that was the only close call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose you have heaps of rattlesnakes in... Oh no, in Salt Lake you have a few, hey?
Yeah, there are lots of rattlesnakes in Utah. I see them every once in a while, but those rattle. Like, that's why they're called rattlesnakes. So like,
Yeah.
you know they're there. Like, they warn you. And these snakes are quiet. So that was kind of a scary thing. And also, I didn't know if they'd go away in the night or not, but I'm sure they probably do. But every single wet stick out there looks like a snake. Like, if it's dark and your headlamp's reflecting off a wet stick, all of them look like snakes.
Yeah. You know, what if you were to go home and speak to a friend? Like, what would you say in just a couple of sentences? Just like, if you had to sum it up in just a couple of sentences about the GPT as an experience as a whole.
Yeah, if I were telling a friend about this, I would probably tell them that if they like running on the east coast of the US, they would like this area. It's kind of similar to that in that it's rocky, slow, technical, just tough terrain. It almost feels like you're coming more to race the terrain and the course than other people, because it's such a inherent challenge just taking on the course. It's the kind of thing where, like, if you can complete this course, you've accomplished something big, and you should be proud of just being a finisher of this race, because that's not an easy thing to do.
And yeah, that's a great way to describe it. I never thought of comparing it like that. Hey?
It's actually so true.
Yeah. I think at the moment you're at the top of the World Trail Majors standings. What would it mean to, now that you're in the position, what would it mean to be able to hold on to that and just kind of like take that feather and put it in your 2025 cap as well?
Yeah, it'd be great to win the World Trail Major Series. I think it's a really cool organization. They support athletes well, and every race that I've participated in by World Trail Majors has been well run and an amazing experience. being at the top of the standings right now, like, I mean, at this point, there's nothing I can do to change anything. So we'll see how everything shakes out. For me, it's set, but I think it would be a cool title to have. It's only the second year, I believe, of World Trail Majors, so I think it's still kind of up and coming series a bit. And I'm hoping that in the future, more athletes participate in it and it becomes more recognized as the cool thing that it is.
Okay, and like there's a high chance you're going to win Trail Runner of the Year. So like tell us about, like let's just pretend that you've won it. Like how happy are you?
Oh, I think that's optimistic. I think Jim's got that one locked down.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know if I can even answer that. I would be very happy because I think actually I'd be kind of unhappy because then I would think the voting was rigged or something because
Really?
I think Jim should win it.
Yeah, really?
Jim's got me, yeah.
Okay, well, tell us a little bit, like, have you and your family had fun out here? Like, have you and your family genuinely thought that this has been a good trip, and why has it been so?
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun with my family out here. It's our first time to Australia, and we wanted to come to a new place, see new things, and this has been everything we were looking for. We're also really looking forward to, now that the race is over, relaxing, doing a drive down the Great Ocean Road on the coast. The only animal left that we haven't seen that I still want to is a koala, and I hear they're out there on the coast, so we're going to be keeping an eye out for them.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you going to go to the Great Otways National Park?
I think doesn't the road go right through the middle of that?
Yeah, it should do. And so like if you want to see a koala, you gotta like there's a couple of little diverts you can do.
Yeah.
Which are like off the main drag, like
Okay.
off the main road, and you should be able to if you get into the bush a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was reading about it and something about Kenneth River.
Okay.
I don't know if you know where that is, but they say if you go there, there's this section where there's almost always koalas in the trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You just gotta like just spot the big dots in the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, but at least you know that. Yeah, that's gonna be a good spot.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.